Hey there, I'm Ben. The WF1000XM4's 6 months in. These headphones are honestly amazing when they work, but the latest software update has made them really terrible, and I think the battery in my left earbud is going to start swelling. I'm making this video not just because I've encountered a serious issue. I see a lot of tech reviewers who are pretty desperate to get their hands on the latest and greatest, and that's fine. Something I think is missing, however, is reviews of old tech, because it matters how long our tech lasts for, to the consumer, to the environment. So let's dive a little deeper. Firstly, they're heating up when they charge. The left one loses about a percentage of battery for every 15 to 20 seconds that I'm using it, which is obviously a problem. After doing some research, there appears to be hundreds of people experiencing this issue, thanks to
u/VKH
for compiling so much data. There are even multiple reports of battery swelling, which totally ruptures the casings of the headsets, which again, a pretty serious problem. I think that's what's going to happen to mine if I just keep going. I'm going to talk a little bit about Sony's response in a minute, but let's first talk about the headphones' performance up to this point, especially on Android. Because if you watched my XM4's video, it focused pretty heavily on iPhone stuff, so let's get into it. Honestly, these are still hands down best for noise cancellation. I love having a pair of headphones that I know can drown out
the big sad.
Something that I do notice when I wear them for a while though is that my ears get itchy, like the canals. Not something that I notice with my AirPods ever, and I'm kind of curious if anyone else has this problem or if maybe it's just me having a problem that's specific to me. Oh yes, new foam tips. I'd like to point out that about a year after I got these, I had to get new foam ear tips. I haven't, however, been able to find any that last nearly as long as the ones that come in the box. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the longevity of these ear tips, and I've even heard people on the internet say that Sony support will sometimes even just send you new ones if yours break. Also, weird that you apparently can't just buy these from Sony. I do love, however, the adaptive volume thing. Basically, the headphones notice when you're doing loud stuff like using a blender and then increase the volume to account for it. I do wish there was some kind of like ear safety feature implemented here, but honestly, it's an amazing feature. It's great for phone calls, and it's a feature that I really wish my AirPods had. On the note of noisy environments, call quality and voice isolation seems to be really good. Again, sometimes I do noisy things while I'm talking to my friends. There doesn't really seem to be an issue. A great example would be cycling, where there's like a lot of air rushing past my head. No issue. Something I don't like about the call quality, however, is that when the mics are turned on, it sounds like I'm listening to the world through a cardboard tube. I'm really not sure why this happens, but it is kind of irritating. I also kind of hate that I have to have the right one in for the left one to work. That's frustrating, especially given that you also need to have them both out of the case in order to do a software update. While we're talking about it, it's annoying that you can't just update the software while they're in the case. That should be not a problem. Hi, Loretta. Hi. Hello. Dad's working though. Also running out of time, so if you could, Loretta has some things to say. Yeah. Oh, so much cat hair. Here we go. And we're back. On Android, I really do love being able to use the device like this. It's very nice. It's so handy having like very quick, easy access to Google. I think that overall, that assistant there's just a number of ways in which, if I'm looking for business hours, or it just seems to know better. And also, if I'm using it to navigate, then I know that it's going to be able to use a bike lane, which now Apple doesn't have bike lanes mapped out yet. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, I also love being able to like songs using my headphones, but just being like, hey, Google, this is something that's really cool. Oops, not you. Shush. Something that annoys me though is that in the past, not the so distant past, I found that my play pause button sometimes just doesn't work. I've tried to figure out if it's maybe the app that I'm using to play my audiobooks or what it is, but the bottom line is it just doesn't, like I have to push it a couple of times before it's like, oh, you wanted to play pause. Okay, cool, great. And that is frustrating. I do like getting notifications on my headphones. It's very similar to the experience on Apple, and don't really have any complaints or notes there, really. Going back to iPhone, it's really annoying to me that when I answer a call on my iPhone, it doesn't default to my XM4s even when they're connected and in my ears, even though I was like just listening to music on them. Surprise, surprise, this is not a problem on Android. I'm not sure if this is the Apple walled garden fallacy showing up again, or if it's just, I don't know, some poor design, but yeah. Every time I pick up a call, I have to be like, hold on, I'm gonna connect one moment, which I don't like. It's frustrating. So, on Android, because the play pause button also functions for like a long press for Google Assistant, I find that it regularly mistakes my attempts to play pause as failed attempts to summon Google, which is frustrating because when I do this, when this happens, it doesn't do either one. It literally just is like, oh, and then we have like a big oopsie and that's it. Very frustrating. I'm going to say it again. AirPods are so much more comfortable in the long run. It's actually funny because one of the reasons I think I wear through the battery on my AirPods Pros is just because I forget that I'm wearing them. The XM4s, by contrast, and you'll forgive the comparison, are a little bit like a butt plug. Like, it's nice for, a little while, but eventually it becomes more and more uncomfortable and needs to be removed. I dislike that the headphones can't be connected to unless they're out of the case. I kind of talked about this already. I just want to know what my charge level is at, and it's annoying that I have to have my headphones in just to know if the case is charged. Lolo, hi. Here we go. Okay, obviously I'll keep you all posted as to whether or not Sony is able to fix this. They did send me a shipping label, so I've sent them off and we'll see how that goes. But at the moment, I have to say that while the XM4s are a better overall headphone, I think the AirPods just have better longevity in almost every way. And that's it. That's the whole deal. Yeah. Like, to be clear, again, better noise canceling in the XM4s, better, I think, long-term battery life before they went to shit, and honestly, better sound, really amazing sound. But just, that doesn't matter if the batteries are terrible now, or if it's not comfortable to wear for long periods of time. It sucks, but that's just kind of the way it is. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. As always, this is BRBTG, I'm BRB, and I'll be right back. On Android, I love being able to use Google in such an effortless way. Whoop, and there goes my microphone. No, you don't. Hi. So it would be super duper cool if you could not do that. That would be so cool. That's so neat. Okay.